Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Gary with the Get Some podcast. And my guest this week is...
This motherfucker Gary.
Hey, this podcast is brought to you by Blue Chew. Now, Blue Chew wants you to have the confidence to perform at your best. So discover your options at bluechew.com. Listen, I ain't going to battle with as many weapons as I can. I want to have my guns loaded, my bow and arrow with a lot of bows. Put it like that. So we got a special deal for our audience. Try Blue Chew free. All you got to do, pay $5 shipping at checkout when you visit bluechew.com. That's bluechew.com. You're going to receive your first month free. And that's it. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. We want everybody to be safe. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring Get Some with Gary Owen. Hey, this episode is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Now listen, it's holiday season. So identity theft is on the rise. So we got a special offer for you. There's no better time to stay safe this holiday season. Because right now, you can use my special link to get 3 months free of ExpressVPN. Just go to expressvpn.com/getsome to take advantage of this special deal. That's expressvpn.com/getsome, and you get 3 months absolutely free. Hey, this podcast is brought to you by Mint Mobile. Now, Mint Mobile came and they're like, yo, we got this easy wireless plan for $15 a month with the purchase of a 3-month plan. I was like, really? Come to find out, it's real. So if you want to get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, all you got to do is go to mintmobile.com/getsome. That's mintmobile.com/getsome. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/getsome. What up? What's up, everybody? Gary Owen with the Get Some podcast. As always, we'll start off with my schedule. This weekend, I'm in Denver, Colorado at the Improv. So that's going to be December 20th through the 22nd. And then I'm off for the holidays and I'm grinding. Me and Lavell Crawford got a mini tour, I say. So December 26th, me and Lavell are at the Midland Theater in Kansas City, Missouri. December 27th, we are at the Orpheum Theater in New Orleans, Louisiana, New Orleans. December 28th, we're at the Florida Theater in Jacksonville, Florida, Duval. December 29th, we're at the Tobin Center in San Antonio, Texas. December 30th, I'll be solo. I'll be at the Sam's Town Casino, Shreveport, Louisiana. Then December 31st, I'm in, like every New Year's, I'm in Dallas, Grand Prairie at the Texas Trust Theater. And then January 3rd through the 5th, I'm in St. Louis at the Helium Comedy Club. And then January 10th through the 12th, I'm in Irvine, California at the Irvine Improv. And then the weekend after that, I'm in Toledo, Ohio at the Funny Bone. That would be, what was that, January 6th. Why isn't this on my website? We got to put this on my website. So if that's the 10th, so it would be the 16th through the 18th. Excuse me. I'm in Toledo. And then in January, I'm in Ontario, California, the Inland Empire, 25th through the 27th. And then, 24th through the 26th. And then don't forget February 6th. I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. Tap Theater. Come on home, baby. One night only. Tickets are going pretty good, so it should sell out. So, a lot I want to talk about today. Shouts out to everybody in Pittsburgh. Came to see him this weekend, last weekend. We had a great time. I posted something on my page, but it hit me like they caught the assassin, I'll call him, the guy that killed the United healthcare worker. They caught him in Altoona, Pennsylvania. And I said it hit me. I was like, whoa, why? Why are the assassins all have a Western, Northern Pennsylvania tie? Like the guy that tried to kill Donald Trump last summer, right outside of Pittsburgh. Now the guy kills the guy in New York and he goes to Pittsburgh and Altoona. Rumor is he was hanging out in Pittsburgh for a couple days before he went to Altoona. So I don't know, something in the water out there, drawing people to it. So like I said, last week I did the pivot with Ryan Clark, Channing Crowder, and Fred Taylor. And there was one topic that I want to address. Like Ryan had me speak about the Andrew Schultz thing with Kendrick Lamar. And Ryan Clark's been very outspoken about, he didn't agree with what Andrew said. First it was the black woman thing with the two guys from England. And now Andrew kind of doubled down with the him going off on Kendrick about that lyric. And Ryan brought up to me and I said to him, I said, listen, I don't have to agree, and I don't agree with everything every comic says on stage or on podcasts or whatever. I said, but what I will do is defend every comic's right to say whatever they want to say, because I don't want to be a Karen and I don't want to be a part of cancel culture. And so a lot of times if I don't agree with a comedian or anything they're saying, I'll just keep it to myself. I'm not going to voice it. I'll be like, yeah, that joke sucked. Or, I wouldn't have said that. But I know Andrew, he's a shot guy. He's a shot comic. So that's his brand. That's what he does. Just like Tony Hinchcliffe. So one joke I didn't like, the Puerto Rico, Big Island of Garbage, I didn't really know what he meant by it. I was like, I've never heard Puerto Rico's dirty like that. Maybe it is. I don't know. I've been to Puerto Rico, and obviously there's ghettos to it, but I didn't think it was any different than most other islands I've been to or countries. There's always a bad part that's dirty. So I don't know. I just didn't understand it, I guess. But I will defend Tony Hinchcliffe's right to say whatever he wants. And sometimes comedians, man, we love the jokes that make you go, ooh, can't believe he said that. Oh, ho, ho. We love those reactions almost as much as the laugh, to be honest with you. So, like I said, and that's the good thing about podcasts, because I heard some people saying like, you didn't give the answer Ryan Clark thought you were going to give to that. And I go, well, that's okay. And that makes good podcasts, because you don't want a bunch of people just agreeing all the time. You want different points of view, and you want people to be able to talk about it. Like Ryan Clark right now is doing a lot of back and forth with Aaron Rodgers. Like, wouldn't you love to see Aaron Rodgers and Ryan Clark sit down in the offseason for like a one-on-one? I would tune in. I think it would do big numbers, all because they're going at each other right now. Like, wouldn't you love to see Kat and Cedric sit down? Who wouldn't watch that? There's so many times you want to see people boom, boom. Like more recently, like Godfrey's been going off on, not going off, but comedian Godfrey's had a lot to say about Travis Hunter, the Heisman Trophy winner, and his girlfriend. And, I don't think, it's tough, man. I wish we would kind of leave them alone a little bit, because they're so young and they're just trying to figure this out. And everybody's like, watch out, Travis. She's trying to get the bag. Be careful. She's trying to get the bag. How about there's also this side of it? Watch out, Travis's girlfriend, because girls are going to be coming at him. And it's going to be hard at his age to just say no every time. It's almost like the Ron White joke about Tiger Woods, where they was talking about when Tiger got caught cheating. They said it ended up being 18 women. And he was like, dude, 80,000 have tried. He only said yes to 18. That's like a 99% success rate. And I was like, we always want to talk about the gold digging women, and they're out there, and I agree with that. But let's talk about what Travis's girl is going to have to deal with, and is probably dealing with right now, especially going to the NFL. If you choose to be with a professional athlete an entertainer. Trust me, I know. All right, trust me. There's a lot that comes with it. It's not easy. It's not the most stable environment to have a relationship. But nobody wants to talk about that. Like, she's got to trust Travis to no end. And she's just trying. To me, it just seems like a young girl that it's a lot coming at her that I don't want to say she didn't sign up for. You did sign up for it. The minute you said, I want to be with Travis Hunter, and you know he's a freak athlete, and we've known this since his senior year in high school, I go, that comes with it. And I think with the Heisman, all the cameras on Colorado and stuff, I think it's a lot. And I think we should give her some grace, Travis some grace, because I feel like he is constantly trying to defend her and trying to say what she went through in that instance. Now she's getting on social media and she's posting everything that she's going through and what happened. No, I never said, why am I here? She was saying like half his family was shopping. They've been out all day. And she's like, do you want me here? Why am I here? Do you need me here? You need me to go back to the hotel? Which could be valid. I don't know. But I just think we need to all, I'm not trying to tell people what to do, but young couples like this, give them a little grace. You know, it's time's gonna, it's all gonna, we're gonna know in about 5-6 years if she's a gold digger, if she can trust Travis, and regardless, has no effect on my life. It's good talking points, but I just like watching him play football. If he ever went to the Bengals, oh my God, I'd have Travis Hunter jerseys all over. If he goes to the Steelers, I hate him. I hope everything falls apart. I'm just kidding. I don't watch that, but yeah, I just think we gotta fall back a little bit. Got a young couple, because everybody was talking about when he won the Heisman, she didn't stand up, and I was just like, all right. Like I said, he wins, and then she kind of was like, just kind of taking it in, and you're like, oh. And then Dion like, so hey, stand up, and she stood up. She gave him a smile and a little laugh when he came over to hug her. That's the first person he thanked when he got the speech. So we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. We don't know what kind of discussions they have. We don't know when he's having a bad day at practice or whatever. Is she there? Is she she's just there to listen? You know, we don't know. So there's a lot that comes with it. I just hope they get through it. I hope he flourishes as a football player. I hope he balls out in the NFL, except when he plays the Bengals. So, yeah, I just think is another example. Like, if I was Godfrey, I would have fallen back on that, because Godfrey told her, was trying to give Travis a warning. Watch out. She a gold digger. And we don't really know that. We don't. And this is, like I said, I can talk to Godfrey about it. We can get on a podcast and discuss it. Doesn't mean we hate each other, or I don't think he's a terrible comic, and how dare he? How dare me and Godfrey have a difference of opinion? So, yeah, I just think, hey, let's just let them navigate through this. Pro athletes it's not the easiest. It's not the easiest to be. Not everybody's Steph Curry. Not everybody's Grant Hill. I'll put it like that. And you've got dudes in their 20s getting a lot of money and a lot of fame, and they're tapped in socially to all these different places. And, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot for a female that, you know, maybe only want. Here's the thing. We're getting on her, right? What if completely faithful to Travis, completely, is all about Travis Hunter? And don't people say, yeah, she's only with him because he plays football. Not only, but that's part of it. Women like a man with presence. I think everyone would love a man that's rich. That comes with it. I mean, you're like, it's almost like you're penalizing a woman for that. I'm going with it. What girl doesn't want to marry a man with money and some power and a presence when he walks in the room, and to have people be like, oh, snap. It must feel good to know your man is wanted. Just like, dude, you don't want to be with an ugly chick. You don't want to be with a chick that nobody wants to be with. You're like, wait a minute. As a man, it feels good when other people give your girl a little double take, like, dang, Gary pulled that? Yeah, I did. I did pull that. So it feels good. So, like I said, what if she's 100% faithful to him? What if part of him playing football had something to do with her being with him because she was like, maybe she felt some kind of way when she saw him on that field, like it turned her on. That's natural. But does that make her a bad person? Not necessarily. She probably just, when I look at her, I just see a girl it's a lot coming at her. She's a little overwhelmed and she's having a hard time dealing with the online criticism. And so is Travis, because he went on the pivot and said, he likes trolling people and he just listens to what people say and he likes going back and forth. But clearly there's a little bit that bothers him because now he's out there defending his girl. And I get that. Completely, I get that. My ex-wife had an issue with Delta. I went online and said something to her, said something to Delta about it. So I understand it. But it does get to you a little bit. It does. I mean, to say it doesn't, that's not 100% truthful. But I just hope they can get through it. I hope they end up being happy together. And hope it turns out they're just regular people, just getting through life. So with that, since we're on the football theme, my Bengals are still alive. A lot's got to happen for them to make the playoffs. Either the Chargers or the Broncos, whoever wins tonight, we got to hope they lose the rest of their games. I would rather the Chargers beat the Broncos than the Bengals play the Broncos. I want the Steelers to win out because I want the Chiefs to still be playing for something in the last week. I don't want them sitting Mahomes against the Broncos the last week. And the Bengals can somehow beat the Browns this week, the Broncos next week. Can you imagine the last week of the season? You're rooting for the Chiefs to beat the Broncos, and the Bengals got to beat the Steelers. The reason I want the Steelers to win, I don't want them playing for nothing. I want them sitting everybody the last week. I want them to use that as this is our bye week. So let's go Steelers. I didn't think I'd ever say that, but I'm saying it. Let's go Pittsburgh. Come on, Steelers. It hurts to say it. But I'm saying it. And I think most Cincinnati fans probably should say it too. Go Steelers. Let's just whisper it. Go Steelers. Go Pittsburgh. Beat Baltimore. Beat the Chiefs. Please. Sit everybody. And then we want the Chiefs to be playing their ass off against the Broncos in the last week and the Bengals. We're going to play the Steelers back up. Just don't even play Justin Fields. You might need him. Bring back Bubby Brister. Bring back Plaxico. Bring some old dudes in again. Bring in 350-pound Jerome Bettis. Do that. Hines Ward. Get him back wherever he's been. That's who we want to play. Last week. We don't want the current guys. Nah, we want the old guys. So we're still in it though, bruh. We're still in it. 3 weeks left in the season. We're still playing for something. Not the way I wanted it, but this is where we're at, Bengal fans. Let's just cross our fingers. We can do something with it. All right, so I watched the Jamie Foxx special on Netflix, and a couple guys called me before I watched it. I said they didn't like it, and I go, "What?" And they go, "Yeah, man, I wasn't feeling it. I didn't think it was that funny. It wasn't what I thought." And I go, "Well," I was like, before I watched it, I put my foot in my mouth because I went to lunch with a couple guys and I said, "Did you guys watch the Jamie Foxx special?" And they go, "Yeah, we loved it." I said, "Man, I heard it wasn't that good." And I shouldn't have said that because for me to say I heard it wasn't that good, it came from two people. But then online, people loved it. So then I said, okay, I'm going to watch it. And I think when you're promoting a comedy show, you're expecting comedy. But we all know Jamie ain't been on stage in like 20 some years. But I think it's like, it's not like riding a bike. Stand up is like, you tell a joke and it might be like 5 minutes, but it really is better at 3 minutes. and getting on stage and telling a joke over and over and over again. You're kind of cutting and pasting every night when you're trying it. And then some nights a joke starts out at like 2 minutes and ends up being like an 8-minute bit. And that's over you just working it out. So when I first saw Jamie has a special, I was so taken back because I was like, has he been on stage working it out? I don't know. And so I remember I saw somebody's social media post and it was like, Jamie was in Atlanta filming something. I go, I thought he was getting back on the road. I didn't know, oh, he's about to film a Netflix special. I was like, oh. So I said, all right, let me watch it for what it is. And I watched it. And Jamie's just funny, just being Jamie. He has like it's God-given, man. You can't teach something like that. He just has a way of opening up, being vulnerable, and right when you think he's going to go over the edge and not be able to get back, he brings it back with something funny and brings a little levity to it. It's a gift, man. Some comics have it, some don't. He has that gift to just, you're so enthralled. And as I'm watching it, I could see, to be honest, I could see how some comedians that are thinking they're going to watch a Netflix comedy show, I can see them saying, oh, it didn't have the boom that I thought with the stand-up. But if you watched it as like, if I said like an evening with Jamie Foxx, and then in that aspect, it was amazing just to spend a night with them. Because if you look in the audience, they were so intrigued. They were with them. They were crying. They were listening. And sometimes the silence is almost as powerful as the laughs. When you're doing stand-up or like this, Jamie was just kind of telling the story. What had happened was, and that crowd, he had them on pins and needles. You gotta watch, if you haven't seen it yet, watch it by yourself, because I don't know, anybody has a heart to see someone like Jamie, who's always funny, he hasn't given you a lot of vulnerable moments in his career. The Golden Globes, when he won that, and he thanked his grandmother because he just passed, that every time I watch that tear, it's one of my favorite Golden Globe speeches of all time. When he did the whole holding it, and he moved his head, and he goes, like, you think it was crazy when people was talking and he was looking down on me. And you could tell Jamie, his lips quiver when he's holding it in. He's fighting it. It's almost like a twitch. Like, it's almost like you're waiting for him to say something funny, but it's just a twitch he's got. And he had a couple of those. And then, oh my gosh, when he brought his daughter on stage and played music, when he told the story of his vitals was all over the place and he didn't want anybody to see him. And his daughter was like, no, I know what he needs. I know what my dad needs. And came in and played the guitars and his vitals like just smoothed out. And then he was like, that was God in that guitar. I'm like, what the fuck, Jamie? Got me all tearing up. I'm watching it. And then I was almost taken back how tall his daughter is. She's taller than she's taller than him. And it was good, man. It was good. Like, it was funny because he got nominated for a Golden Globe before it came out. And then it was just Jamie. It was like, you just felt like he was in a room and Jamie was talking to you one-on-one about it, is how I felt. Some comedy shows you feel like it's like, boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. But then you get something like this where it's just solid. Just solid. I think that was my favorite part when his daughter came on stage and he told that story. And then he said, you can't clone this. And he hyped the crowd up about running down all his movie credits, his iconic characters. He did a Ray impersonation. His Cat Williams could have been the best Cat Williams I've ever heard. What is it? A mystery illness. Mystery illness. That was probably bad. That was a bad Cat impersonation, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was. But, you just, Jamie's one of those guys you root for, man. You root for him. Happy Netflix gave him a special. Happy he got to tell his story so we can put to rest all the rumors that we heard. God, it was good. It was good. It's weird to know Jamie as long as I have. Like, met him in 98, and I remember, God, his oldest daughter was like 2 or 3. And I remember him just talking about, unexpected, didn't know I was going to have the baby. Now she's here, stuff like that. And now she's full grown. She's married. It's just like, I remember at the Oscars, she was like 10. She was so little and young. I was like, so yeah, it was good. Like I honestly, as just being somebody being objective, I could see where some comedians are probably like, I don't want to say didn't like it. I don't know how you can say you didn't like it. I can see how you'd be like, it wasn't what I thought. If you just went in there thinking it was going to be Jamie Foxx stand up, yeah, but if you go in there like, oh, you knew within the first 5 minutes, this wasn't that kind of show at all. It was going to be different. Jamie was going to, like I said, he just has a way of bringing you to tears and laughing at the same time. And that's a gift in itself. It's a gift in itself. Jamie, man, there's no better hype man than Jamie Foxx. I've said that before. Jamie will make you feel like you are the most important in the room when you're with him. He'll make you feel like you're the funniest guy in the world. He'll make you feel like it's coming. Your talent is undeniable, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, he just has a way of doing that. And he's so generous with people. You know, I will always be grateful that he put me in my first movie. I did have to audition, but he looked out. He called the director, he called the studios. I got this young dude, bring him in. I never forget things like that. So I will always support anything Jamie does. Yeah. I think my ex-wife used to say it all the time. She used to be like, you're like a fan when people like do stuff for you. And I go, it's a fact. Like, if any football player ever lent me football tickets, he's like my favorite player. I'm rooting for him wherever he goes. If anybody I worked with that went to bat for me, I'm like, well, oh, did you see what so-and-so did? See what so-and-so did? Like, Keenan Ivory Wayans, like, basically looked out, put me in little man. I was like, dude, Keenan, we gotta support the Wayans. Whatever they do, we gotta support. I don't forget stuff like that. Like Jamie, trying to think. Will Packer went to bat, put me in Think Like a Man 2, Ride Along, offer me a part in Little. I was just shooting something else, schedule come out. That's unbelievable in this business too. Let me just share that story. So that movie Little with Issa Rae, I was shooting a pilot. They were grooming me at one point to be kind of like the new Jerry Springer. New Maury Povich, because Maury was hitting 80. And they were like, we think we might want to keep this show going. Maury, Gary. 2 syllables. So I was shooting a pilot, and I remember Will Packer called, and he was like, Gary, we got a part for you in this movie, Little. He goes, here's the shoot day. And it was like it was like 4 days. It was the exact 4 days I was shooting the pilot. When I tell you, I shot nothing else that year that I would be a regular on. I shot some guest appearances here and there, but to be a regular where you can't move it, there's 365 days in a year. What are the chances? Get a pilot. In TV, for you don't know, it's all about getting a pilot. You want a pilot, you want to be casted in a TV show, talk show, daytime, whatever, sitcom. Movies, they're shooting all year round. So you never know when you're going to get a movie offer. The fact that there's 365 days in a year, I get a pilot that we're going to shoot. Even though it's a talk show, it's like a Maury Povich. We're going to shoot it. And Will Packer calls and says, hey, Little, exact same days as I'm shooting the pilot. I was like, and they couldn't shoot this. Will tried to move the shooting schedule around, but they couldn't move it around. So I had to make a decision. Little or shoot the pilot. Obviously, you're going to say shoot the pilot because if the pilot gets picked up, you're on TV every week. Little wasn't my movie. Wasn't a big part. It wasn't a tough decision, but you kind of roll the dice. But just the timing of it, you're like, that's happened a couple times in my career. And I'm sure other comedians, other actors, they got similar stories. But it is wild how you got to make these decisions. Hey, this podcast is brought to you by Blue Chew. Now listen, they say you never get a second chance to make a first impression. How about a lasting impression? How about an impression that makes people want to come back and have another impression? Now, I know what you're saying, Gary, does Blue Chew work? Really? Listen, I'm not going to battle without my guns loaded. Put it like that. Now, Blue Chew's going to give you the confidence to perform at your best. Who don't want to have the best sex of their life? I do. I know I do. I'm going to say it again. I do. I'm going to say it one more time. I do. Listen, we got a special deal for my audience to try. You can try Blue Chew free. All you do is pay $5 at shipping. I'm sorry. I'm so tongue-tied because I'm so excited. I want you guys to get this. All you got to do, pay $5 for the shipping. That's a checkout when you visit BlueChew.com. That's BlueChew.com to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring Get Some with Gary Owen. Now go get it and have the best sex of your life. Hey, it's the holiday season. And this episode is brought to you by ExpressVPN. And I'm glad it is because there's nothing worse than to be shopping. Your credit card gets declined. Somebody stole your identity. It's a complete violation that really just throws all your holiday plans into chaos. And that's the last thing we need. So I got a little something for my listeners and my watchers to give you a little peace of mind. Listen, there is no better time than right now to stay safe this holiday season. Because right now, you can use my special link to get 3 extra months of ExpressVPN free. All you got to do is go to expressvpn.com/getsome. Take advantage of the special deal. That's expressvpn.com/getsome. 3 months. Absolutely free. And that way you can just enjoy the holidays with your friends and family and don't have to worry about anybody take anything that isn't theirs. All right, y'all. Merry Christmas. Hey, this podcast is brought to you by Mint Mobile. Now, listen, I love a great deal as much as the next guy, but I'm not going to crawl through hot coals, burn my feet up just to save a few dollars. And I mean, it's got to be easy for me to do that. So, listen, this is no hoops. This is no BS. Mint Mobile was like, yo, we got this wireless for $15 a month. All you got to do is purchase 3 months. I was like, all right, see if it's real. Turns out it is that easy. You can get wireless for $15 a month. Honestly, the longest part of this process is going to be the time I or you spend on hold willing to break up with my old provider. So this is all you got to do. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month, just go to mintmobile.com/getsome. That's mintmobile.com/getsome. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/getsome. That's $45 upfront, payment required, basically $15 a month. New customers on the first 3-month plan only. Speeds slower above 40 GBs on a limited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions may apply. All you got to do, go to Mint Mobile for all the details. It's that easy. I lost a TV show one year back in 2012. I shot a pilot with Shaq called Upload with Shaquille O'Neal. Godfrey was on it. Talked about Godfrey earlier. And we shoot the pilot. And when I shot the pilot, I signed the deal already. Like, if this show goes, yeah, I'm going to do it. Then we shoot Think Like a Man, and it comes out, and Tim's story goes, Gary, you ever thought about turning your life into a sitcom? I said, yeah, we've done roundabout versions of it. And he goes, well, let's try to go pitch it this year. Got a great writer. Name is Jenny Rice. She's great. And she gets me. I meet with her. We come together. We write this great synopsis for a pilot. I just remember we went into the Foxx meeting. First meeting we had out the box. I said as a joke to Tim and Jenny, we're sitting in the lobby of the Foxx lot, getting ready to go pitch a TV show. I told them, what's the quickest show you've ever had picked up? And Tim was like, I pitched something, and they called me like 2 hours later, said they want it. I said, all right, Jenny, what about you? She goes, it's usually been the next day. The quickest response I've heard is the next day. I go, we about to sell this in the room. We about to beat both your records. I was kidding. We go in, we pitch to Foxx. We're halfway through the pitch. The lady goes, never again, she hit the table. She goes, I love it. Let's do it. And I went, oh, I looked around, and like everybody just started staring. And then I went back into, we're still pitching. And they're like, shut up. She just bought it. She buys the pilot. I'm like, yes, I told you we're hyped. We're high-fiving each other in the car, in the lot, headed back to our cars. Like, I can't believe we just saw that. Now, I had signed my deal because I shot that pilot with Shaq and True TV. And this is not a knock on Shaq. Shaq doesn't know any of this. So the pilot gets picked up. The Shaq pilot gets picked up. So now we're going to go to series. We got to go back to Foxx and say, yo, Gary has another show. Let's work around it. So Foxx was like, cool. We just want to be first position, which means you have to work the upload show with Shaq around the shooting schedule of the pilot, which they probably weren't going to step on each other's toes, if I'm being honest. The Shaq show, we shot that over the summer. We weren't going to shoot my show till the fall. So it really wasn't, they really wouldn't have stepped on toes. It could have been worked out. So Foxx told True TV, yo, we want to be first position. Let us know. The guys that were running True TV at the time, not who's there now, at the time, said no, we're not moving to second position. Gary signed the deal. It's binding. This show's going to series. Gary's going to do this show. And Foxx was like, we ain't negotiating with True TV. Take it or leave it. And I lost it. I lost the pilot with Tim Story and Jenny Rice. I was like, that shit hurt. Now, it hurt me, but I think it hurt Jenny worse than anybody because she did a lot of the work. And I was just like, man, part of the business though. I never thought when I shot the pilot, when I signed all the paperwork, I never thought, one, you don't know if it's going to get picked up and end up getting picked up. And two, I've seen this done before. Bob Saget had Full House and America's Funniest Home Videos. Now it's commonplace. It wasn't back in 2012. Now it's commonplace for people to have more than one show. Look at Anthony Anderson, Steve Harvey, Terry Crews. There's so many people that are shooting something and then doing another game show or talk show. It's not that uncommon. Back then, it just wasn't as common. But man, sometimes you wonder, like, if that show would have would it have been successful? I think it was the right time for it. I think we had the right people behind it. And I was just like, but that's the life we choose. That's the nature of this business is, you roll the dice and sometimes it comes up 7. Sometimes it comes up a hard 8. You never know. So with that, I watched a Tuby movie called Southside Hero. And I want y'all to watch it. Let me pull up who's in it. I'm sorry. Because it ain't nobody you've heard of. And I want to give you what the movie's about. Southside Hero. There it is. Oh, yeah. Tell me if this don't bring in. After serving a prison sentence, a father searches for his missing daughter, who is entangled with a gang that planned to sell her, leading him to confront his old friend, the gang's leader, and take violent actions to rescue her. Oh, yeah. Let's get into the real story. After serving a 10-year sentence on a RICO charge, highly respected hustler Tommy Ace Crown comes home to find his 15-year-old daughter, Sierra, is missing after running away with a man she met online. When the police decline to help, Ace is determined to track her down himself. As he follows her trail, he discovers she's entangled with a member of the notorious Southside Mob Street Gang, run by one of his oldest friends, Malik Guns, with the Z Gardner, who plans to sell Sierra on the dark web as payment for a debt. When Guns refuses to let his daughter go, Ace is forced back into his old ways and sets out on a violent rampage to ruin Guns' whole operation. As he tears through the trap houses and drug dens, Ace unwittingly gains a reputation as a vigilante hero in the hood. The locals start to hail him the Southside Savior. With the help from a few old friends and his trusty baseball bat Peacemaker, Ace blazes a path of destruction and vows not to stop until he's reunited with his daughter. Guns is forced to negotiate to save his business, but can he be trusted? Oh, no. So, I don't know how I came across this movie, but I'm glad I did. Hold on. Let's see who's in it. Directed by Nina Stacks, S-T-A-K-Z. Written by Nina Stacks, S-T-A-K-Z. Edited by Nina Stacks, S-T-A-K-Z. Nina did everything. She wrote, she directed, she casted it, she edited it. Let's see the music department. Nope, Janiro Hawkins. She didn't do the music. The cast, Devin Lewis is Ace Crown. Donald Brumfield Jr. is Guns Gardner. Brittany Passion is Precious, not to be confused with the Precious from the other movie. Jasmine T. Curry is Kelly. Let me see. Mikhail Lepreed is Detective Terrell Whitaker. LeVar Walker is Haywood. Yusuf Thomas is Gutta. Yeah, it's like that. Let me tell you something. This movie, please watch it. I just want somebody to talk about it with. It's so bad, it's good. I don't know how I've seen a couple movies. Tuby, Netflix, I've seen it. And I read the storyline, I'm just gonna watch it. I knew within the first 5 minutes of Southside Hero, there's no fucking way I'm turning this off. It was so bad. It was so good. I can't explain. There's some scenes that just, I know it's not supposed to be a comedy, but they try to make some funny scenes in it, but it's, if you really look at it, like, what? So, let me tell you something. Ace Crown just gets released from prison, goes get something to eat at Haywood's restaurant. And when he's eating, Precious is his waitress. And she's rude. She's very rude to Ace Crown. And he's got a lot of muscles. As you can tell, he's been lifting weights for the last 10 years. And she goes, how you gonna pay? And he's like, my face card. And she goes, we take credit cards, debit cards, and gift cards. We don't take face cards. He goes, girl, go get Haywood. Tell him Tell him Ace is back. Haywood, Mr. Haywood, there's another broke N-word out there trying to get free food. I was like, who said that in a restaurant? And then she goes from not wanting nothing to do with them, and I don't like them, fucking him 5 minutes later. He's like, yes, and then found out he's cool and now knocked her off. Fast forward, an hour later, as he's trying to find his daughter Sierra, he goes to see Sierra's mama, who ain't got her shit together. She don't know where her daughter is. He comes back to see her because he's got his back to Peacemaker. He's trying to find his daughter. Stops by the mom's house like, who's Gutta? I gotta find Gutta. And the mom goes, I don't know. Some guy she met on the internet. And then he goes, you still looking nice? And she goes, yeah, last time I didn't look my best. I just want to look better for you this time. And they end up fucking. I'm like, wait, hold on, wait a minute. Your daughter's missing. You're actively searching for her, and you are up against the clock. You don't want her to get sold on the dark web, and Gutta might have sold her to guns. I'm just gonna take a break and fuck my ex or my baby mama. Not my ex, my baby mama. Let me just take 5 minutes real quick. That's all it's gonna take. I've been in prison. I'm not gonna last long. I was like, what? What a time for a sex scene. So please watch it so we can talk about it. Southside Hero, it's so bad. It's so good. I'm torn. I want someone else to watch it. But listen, work gets work. And by the way, shout out to LeVar Walker, comedian. But shouts out to Nikki Stacks. I mean, the fact that you wrote it, you directed it, you edited it, I'm sure you casted it. Shouts out to you. Something I couldn't do. So I know I'm making fun of the movie, but that's saying something that you did all that on your own in Atlanta. So, I hope it makes you a lot of money. I hope you get a lot of ad dollars off Tuby, and I do hope people watch it. Ain't nothing wrong with being a bad good movie or a good bad movie. It's just some of it is so funny. Like even when he's at one point he's trying to find his daughter, right? And he's got this convertible, sweet ass old classic car, right? And the guy goes, his boy's like, man, I kind of miss this shit. Talking about not robbing people, but like being enforcers and doing some gang type shit. And the guy goes, yeah, me too. I was like, what a time is this? And I kind of miss this shit. Running up in trap houses and fucking people up. Miss that. Yeah, me too, dog. So, yeah, shout out to you, Nikki Stacks. So watch Southside Hero. I enjoyed it. I'll probably watch it again. I ain't gonna lie. All right, y'all. So this will be my last. Will it be my last? Let me see. Next week. Do I have time? No. Yeah. This is the last podcast till the new year. So I will see you guys again January 2nd. So this is the last one, man. Next week's holiday. So I hope everybody has a great Christmas, great New Year. Yeah, hopefully next year, bigger and better things are coming to Get Some podcast. Me and Nate Jackson's going to come back with the Nate and Gary podcast. And I don't know, maybe Southside Hero 2 will come out. So, all right, y'all. I hope everybody had a great 2024. And I'll see you guys in 2025. This is Gary with the Get Some podcast.